Planning a trip to Japan raises many questions. This video will help you answer some of the most important ones. I lived, studied, worked and traveled in Japan, so all of these advices are based on my experience. Let's begin by mapping out your route. While I love sharing hidden gems on this channel, for a first-time visit to Japan, I suggest starting with the iconic cities of Tokyo, Kyoto and Osaka. This isn't about contributing to Japan's over-tourism, but rather because these cities serve as a perfect getaways to incredible, lesser-known spots nearby, where you can still experience the beauty of Japan without the crowds. Let's take Tokyo as an example. While there is plenty to explore within the city, I'd recommend venturing out to nearby towns and cities that are close enough for a day trip. This way you can experience new places without needing to arrange additional lodging, allowing you to return to your base in Tokyo after a full day of exploring. Here are some ideas. Do you like the ocean? Kamakura and Enoshima are an hour and a half by train. Like mountains? Takao-san, 1 hour by train. You get the point, right? The same advice applies to popular spots. It's perfectly fine to visit them, but don't limit yourself to just those areas. Take Harajuku's Takeshita Street, for example. While it's famous, it's often overcrowded and frankly, not the best experience. However, if you explore the surrounding areas of Harajuku, you'll find quite charming streets and peaceful spots that offer a much more enjoyable and authentic atmosphere. So don't get stuck in the tourist traps. There is so much more to discover just around the corner. So, the key tip is book your accommodation in major cities and use them as a base to explore the surrounding areas, not just the cities themselves. This approach also helps you save on lodging. By staying in major cities and taking day trips to nearby areas, you can avoid the hassle and cost of booking multiple accommodation, while still experiencing a variety of destinations. You have the plan. What else do you need to take care of before you land in Japan? Make sure to check if your country requires a visa for Japan. Unfortunately, my passport isn't visa-free, and I think the embassy staff recognize me by now, since I apply every 6 months. The good news is that Japanese visa is usually free. You just need to gather the necessary documents and apply. While some people prefer going through agencies, I usually handle it myself. So it's entirely up to you how you'd like to do it. You still need cash to travel in Japan. But after the pandemic, their cashless game improved. You can pay with a Visa or MasterCard in convenience stores and most restaurants, cafes, etc. But many places like museums, street foods and gachapons still require cash. Get at least 10,000 Japanese yen per week of your travel. Get yourself an IC card, like Suica or Pasmo. I own Pasmo. iPhone users can add one to their Apple Wallet. You will need it to ride trains and buses and also as your card for cashless transactions. Many places that don't accept international cards accept IC cards. Also, you can pay for your drinks in vending machines. While you used to be able to easily buy a physical Suica or Pasmo in Japan, there is currently a card shortage. So, you'll either need to get one on your phone or order it before your trip. Check the link in the description for more details. To get internet in Japan, you have 3 options: physical Japanese SIM card, pocket Wi-Fi, eSIM. Here are some companies that offer these services. For the first 2 options, make sure to check the hours and location when you plan to pick up your SIM card or Wi-Fi router. Pickup points at airports aren't always open 24/7. So, if your flight arrives late, you might be without internet until you can pick up it elsewhere. Recently, I've been using an eSIM because I can activate it right at the airport, which is super convenient. Just a tip: wait to connect to your eSIM until you landed in Japan. In Japan, the standard socket type is Type A. While you can buy an adapter before your trip, they're widely available in convenience stores and shops like Don Quixote. For example, I bought my adapter at a 7-Eleven. It's compact, making it easy to fit into my Ita bag, so I always have it on hand when I need it. If you plan to stay at Japanese hotels, there is no need to bring too many toiletries, unless you have specific personal care needs. Most hotels provide essentials like toothbrushes, shampoo, shower gel, and conditioners. Don't overpack clothes, especially if you're planning to stay in hotels, as coin laundries are conveniently located all over Japan. You can easily wash your clothes whenever needed, allowing you to save space in your suitcase for anime merch purchases. Washing your clothes typically costs around 300 to 500 Japanese yen. If you need to store your baggage in lockers at major stations in Tokyo, such as Shinjuku, Ikebukuro, Shibuya, or Ueno, make sure to pin the exact location of your locker on Google Maps. Take pictures of the surrounding area and any nearby signs as well. This is a common issue for first-time travelers. It happened to me too. You can easily lose track of your locker. The locker rooms all look quite similar, and without a pinned location, you might find yourself running around the station trying to locate it. So, a little prep can save you a lot of time and frustration. Make sure to pack your medications before traveling to Japan. While the country has plenty of drugstores, many medicines are available in lower dosages compared to those in the US or Europe. For example, ibuprofen is sold under the brand name Eve and comes in a lower dosage per pill. Additionally, it's essential to check if your medications are permitted for import into Japan. Certain medications, such as many ADHD medications, are banned, and bringing them with you could lead to legal trouble. Also, avoid goods that contain hemp, including shampoos, oils, or other cosmetics. There is a big chance they will be confiscated. While we are in a meds section, this is my tip, and it is mostly for people who, like me, can get easily overwhelmed. Japan is a very overstimulated country. Many lights, noises, new scents, tastes. You may need some calming medication for the first days of your trip to help your body adjust to all these changes. Even though I'm used to many things, I take calming pills during the first 2 days in Japan. Otherwise, I find that my brain feels utterly drained by the end of the day. Best season to visit Japan? Any but summer. Don't go there in summer. Early summer is for the rainy season, and then it's just a 24/7 hot sauna. I know a lot of people recommend to not come to Japan during Golden Week. It's the first weekend in May when all Japanese have time off. But I traveled in Japan during that time, and it wasn't that intense. However, hotel booking may be more complicated. So basically, autumn, half of it is green and warm, and then it's very colorful and beautiful. Winter is for fewer crowds, cheaper plane tickets, and spring is for everything being beautiful and in bloom. Summer is hell. Bigger YouTubers agree with me. JR Pass, yes or no? My answer is no. It used to be affordable, but in recent years the price has risen by 70%. Unless you plan to take Shinkansen every day, which I don't recommend. However, be sure to check out passes and special offers at your destination upon arrival. For instance, if you're planning to visit Hakone and stay for a night, you can take advantage of the daily Hakone Pass. This pass allows you to ride buses, cable cars, funiculars, and even boats throughout the area. You can typically find pass information available at the stations, and for popular tourist spots, there is often an English-speaking staff member who can assist you in selecting the best pass for your needs. If you don't have an IC card and bought a single ride ticket for a train, don't throw it away after you use it to get into the station. You will need it to use it again to leave the station. The same goes for Shinkansen tickets. How to behave in Japan? If you don't speak Japanese and don't have time and energy to learn basic phrases, you'll need just one word for most situations. Sumimasen. It is usually translated as "excuse me", but you can use this word before asking for directions or calling a waiter in the restaurant. All signs and destinations are usually translated into English, so unless you're planning to go to some niche locations, you will be fine with English. Don't pick up your phone on a train. If you have to take a call, be as quiet as possible. Don't tip. Even if you like the service, Japanese places do not accept tips. When you pay in cash, give it with your two hands or pass it on a special tray. All stores and shops have it there. Bonus tips for the weebs. You can find second-hand merchandise in excellent condition at chain shops like Mandarake and K-Books. If you want to experience collab cafes, pop-up shops, etc., you need to follow your favorites anime Twitter or X accounts. That's where all announcements are. Cafes and hotels will require reservations, but pop-up shops are usually free to visit in the most popular locations like Shibuya. I think that's plenty of tips to help you kick off your trip planning. Of course, I have many more insights to share. If this video reaches at least 2000 views and 100 likes, I'd love to turn it into a series. Even though I used to live in Japan, I'm currently more a regular traveler, which means I have up-to-date information from personal experience. Your support can help me continue sharing these valuable tips. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions about planning your first trip to Japan, feel free to leave them in the comments. I will be traveling to Japan soon to film more content for this channel, so make sure to subscribe for more Japan-related videos. If you're interested in learning what it's like to work in Japan, you can check out this video. I'm already working on my next video, so I'll see you in the next one!